Tom Sanders was emptying the dumpster behind Metro Hospital when something crashed into the alley with enough force to crack the pavement. He dropped his trash bag and ran toward the impact crater, expecting wreckage, maybe a satellite fragment. Instead, he found a girl. She couldn't have been more than 20, wearing what looked like liquid silver that flowed across her skin like mercury. Her hair was white blonde, too perfect to be natural, and her eyes, when they fluttered open, were violet. Deep, luminous violet. "Hey, are you okay?" Tom knelt beside her, checking for injuries. "Don't move. I'll call an ambulance." Her hand shot out, gripping his wrist with surprising strength. "No, no authorities. Please." Her voice had a strange resonance, like two people speaking in harmony. Tom hesitated. She had no visible injuries despite falling from what must have been thousands of feet. Her skin was too smooth, too flawless. And those eyes. "You're not from around here, are you?" he said carefully. A weak smile. "No, very far away." She tried to sit up and winced. "My ship. Emergency landing. I need somewhere safe. Just for a few hours." Tom's apartment was a 20-minute walk. She leaned on him the whole way, her body temperature noticeably cooler than human normal. His neighbors barely glanced at them, just another couple stumbling home late. Inside his modest studio, she collapsed onto his couch. Tom grabbed his first aid kit, though he suspected Band-Aids wouldn't help whatever was wrong with her. "I'm Tom," he said. "What's your name?" "Lyria." She studied his apartment. The worn furniture, the stack of textbooks on the coffee table, the janitor's uniform hanging by the door. "You are a cleaner?" "Janitor at the hospital. Pays for night classes." He offered her water. "I'm studying to be a nurse. Figured I should probably know what I'm doing if I find someone who fell from the sky." Lyria laughed, then winced again. "Your kindness is unexpected. Where I come from, we help people who need it." Tom sat across from her. "What happened up there?" "Assassination attempt. My transport was sabotaged. I barely made it to the escape pod." She touched her side, and the silver material pulled back, revealing a burn wound that glowed with strange energy. "I need time to heal. My guards will find me. But until then, you're safe here," Tom said simply. "Let me see that wound." Over the next 3 hours, Tom did what he could, cleaning the injury with supplies that probably weren't meant for alien biology, making soup she barely touched, giving her his bed while he took the couch. She watched him with growing fascination. "Why do you help me?" Lyria asked. "You don't know who I am." "What I am? I could be dangerous." Tom shrugged. "You fell from the sky and asked for help. That's all I need to know. Most beings would demand payment, recognition, something in return. Most beings aren't janitors from Queens." Tom smiled. "We're too tired for complicated negotiations." Dawn was breaking when the ship arrived. It materialized silently above the building, sleek and impossible, drawing no attention despite its massive size. Tom stared through his window as figures in ornate armor phased through his walls. "Your Majesty." The lead guard dropped to one knee, the others following. "We've been searching." "Majesty." Tom turned to Lyria, who stood now, fully healed, her posture transformed from wounded girl to something regal. "I am Queen Lyria of the Celestial Throne," she said softly. "Ruler of 17 systems. Commander of 1,000 worlds." She looked at Tom with those impossible violet eyes. "And for 3 hours, I was simply someone who needed help. Someone you gave it to without hesitation." Tom's mind reeled. Your Majesty, we must depart," the guard urged. "The assassination plot will be dealt with." Lyria approached Tom, taking his hands in hers. They were warm now, human warm. "You saved my life, Tom Sanders. Not because of who I am, but because it was right. In my entire existence, spanning centuries, no one has shown me such pure kindness. I just did what anyone would." "No." Her voice was firm. "Not anyone. You." She released his hands and stepped back. "I cannot stay. My people need me. But I owe you a debt. You don't owe me anything." Lyria smiled. "Which is exactly why I must repay it." She nodded to her guard, who placed a small crystal on Tom's coffee table. "This contains access to royal channels. If you ever need anything, protection, resources, or simply to talk, Call me. Tom picked up the crystal. It pulsed with inner light. Will I see you again? Count on it. Lyria moved toward her guards, then paused. Tom Sanders, janitor and future nurse from Queens. You gave a queen sanctuary when she had nothing. That is worth more than all the wealth in my empire. She vanished in a shimmer of light, the ship disappearing as silently as it came. Tom stood in his apartment, holding a crystal worth more than his building, probably his whole neighborhood, and laughed. He'd helped someone who fell from the sky. As it turned out, she'd been royalty. But he'd do it again, queen or not. Because that's what you did when someone needed help, even if they fell from the stars.